What's going on, everybody? Dave coming back at you with part 3 of my Marvel series. If you haven't seen the other two, go check them out. Nothing's really opened, but we do some discussion, go through some cards. But today I'm going to rip what has become probably one of my favorite products that I found kind of in the Marvel family that Upper Deck has put out. And this is the Marvel Vibranium. This is 2015, I believe this was produced. 20 packs per box, 5 cards per pack. And you will see shortly why I love these. So much so that I went out and bought a ton because these were super cheap at the time that I bought them. So I've got a nice little stash and probably will open them up over the course of time. But we're looking for, they do have manufactured patch cards, autographs, or sketch cards in these, as well as parallels and stuff. So I believe Upper Deck only produced these Marvel Vibranium cards 1 year in 2015. I would love to see them bring them back, especially since they're bringing back the Marvel metal specifically for X-Men. But I think these are super cool cards, and they're one of the only chromium cards products out there. So all right. Got all that out, taken care of, a little bit of a mess. But let's get to ripping, and I can share what I've learned about these cards with you as we go along. Now, the one thing I will say that kind of is a little bit of a meh for me with this is the cards can look a little cartoony. So that's a little bit of a bummer because I like the more realistic drawings. Obviously there, right? You can see the Hulk. Yeah, let's get into this. You can see we do have a nice little kind of chrome design there. Very similar to a Topps Chrome. And I'm trying to think if Upper Deck has anything like this currently for any products. But there's the back. Got a couple different drawings on there. Like I said, a little cartoony. But some of these parallels and stuff are pretty sweet. So Storm. And then this is an insert called When Worlds Collide. So it's, who is that? Quasar fighting Hulk? Or is that Sentry? We'll see how nerdy I am. Zoran versus Hulk. I don't know who that is. I do love Marvel, but I don't know every single character out there. So that's a cool looking insert. Drax and Thor. In case you don't know, there was a run in the comics where Jane Foster becomes Thor, which I think you'll end up seeing in Thor Love and Thunder when that comes out. So spoiler alert. Anyways, Hawkeye, Winter Soldier, another cool inserts in memoriam, and then on the back they kind of talk about when they appeared and issues that they died in, which for comic book characters can be a lot of random issues. They seem to die and come back relatively frequently. Iron Man, it looks like we got our first parallel coming up. Blindfold, I don't know who she is. And there we go. This is the Ultimate Spider-Man, so this is the Miles Morales version, in case you're not super familiar. So think of Into the Spider-Verse, the main character, the little kid. That's him right there. And this is the Raw. So this one is not numbered. It's kind of like your base parallel. It's got that little speckle. But this is one that we'll check out and see if it's worth grading. Given pretty much anything Spider-Man or Wolverine, I will be setting aside for review later. Darkhawk, and there we go, another Ultimate Spider-Man there. There are various levels of the parallels. We'll kind of talk through them as we get to them. And looks like this one is going to be our manufactured patch card. So Chamber, don't know who he is, but there's that Raw. And then you do have these manufactured patch cards. This one is Captain America, who at the time Falcon had taken over, and Taskmaster. So a little bummed, really wanted an autograph, but I think Taskmaster is going to be a cool villain when Black Widow releases. So this is a duel. I haven't pulled one of these yet. I don't know if this is part of the short prints, because I know there are some that are short printed. So there we go. All right, Ultimate Iron Man. And we got our first numbered parallel coming up. This is the Molten. You'll see it in red. I believe these are $2.99. Yep, Colossus. So we'll go ahead and put that in our parallel pile. And the base card set isn't huge. I mean, it's not like a 300 card base card set where, you know, it's going to take you a few boxes to build it. So if you are a fan of sets, you can build these probably pretty quick. Gamora. Rookie heroes, the rookie cards, these are generally relatively newer heroes or someone that has taken the place of an older hero, but Water Snake, whoever she is, Psylocke, and Punisher. The base cards themselves, I don't think they're worth grading. I think only the parallels are worth grading, but that's just my opinion. I also don't think there's been a ton of this stuff produced. Another raw Kitty Pryde. I mean, there aren't 1-on-1s in this product, so the lowest number, other than printing plates, the lowest number that this gets to is down to 5. So you could probably do the math and figure out roughly how many boxes and how many cases were made. And given how hard it is to find, there's a manifold. This is refined. I think that one's to 99. Yep, to 99. Given how hard they are to find, I mean, I don't think it's super high for cases produced, which is another appealing product if you're going to sit on some sealed boxes for a while, like I plan on doing. All right, Daredevil, Groot, we got a little bit of stickiness. There we go. Captain Universe in Memoriam, whoever that dude is. White Tiger, and there's Wolverine. So we got parallels to 299, 99, 50, and 5, I believe, along with the non-numbered raw. So just Cannonball, pull from the back, Valkyrie, Nick Fury, Iceman, and we got a raw of Darkhawk. I'm not sure who that dude is. All right, and really, you really are just kind of parallel chasing, I think, because like I said, these base cards aren't anything special. Oh, there's a nice one, a Molten Doctor Strange. Obviously, Doctor Strange is going to play a big part in the MCU coming up with the Multiverse of Madness that I think is really going to kind of expand upon things and in the MCU and open a lot of doors for storytelling that maybe they weren't able to do or didn't do before. I think he'll be a big pivotal character now that you've got Iron Man and Captain America kind of out of the picture. Moon Knight, don't sleep on Moon Knight. He's basically, he's described as like the MCU's version or Marvel's version of Batman. He's got his own series that'll be coming out, I think 2022, early 2022 with Oscar Isaac. It's gonna be 6 episodes or so. It's gonna be awesome. There's a Cable raw. Cable's got a nice little cult following in comics. We'll check that one out. Sentry and a Thanos. Nice to get a Thanos parallel. Everybody loves Thanos, really just because of how well of a job Marvel did with building that character up. Beast, Shroud, Black Swan. I only know a little bit about her, but the $2.99. Night Mask and Luke Cage. Obviously, right, with cards like this, you're not going to have jersey number cards or anything like that, but I think this is, sorry, not jersey numbered. Yeah, jersey number cards on any of these numbered ones, but I think this is one of the first sets that I'm aware of where Marvel numbered stuff. When Worlds Collide, Black Widow versus Hammer of God, no clue, but we'll put that in the insert pile. Black Bolt and Colossus. All right. Some of these autographs are pretty cool. I do have an autograph I pulled. No, I didn't pull one from this. That was a different product. Never mind. But I think they've got dual autographs as well with these. Namor, he's a raw. He's a good, I'd say, anti-hero for Marvel. And obviously Marvel's equivalent of Aquaman. Be very interesting to see what they do with him when they do it, because there's rumors that he's popping up in Black Panther 2. He may get his own standalone. He is one that I've been looking for stuff of his to set aside because if they do him right, he could be really popular. But again, that's going to be the exact same thing with a lot of these characters. If Marvel does them right, they could be really popular characters or really popular villains. So it's kind of spreading things out a little bit. Leader, I think they kind of built towards that at the end of the first Hulk movie. Haven't gone back to that. We'll see if they come back to him in the future. But that was another Molten. I don't think we've gotten any of our to 50 parallels, have we? And I have not pulled a sketch card out of this yet either. I think the sketch cards are actually on metal, if some of what I've seen is correct. Here's a Hulk Universal Heroes, so different universes of the Hulk character. And you can be a huge comic nerd if you know all those. I love comics. I actually like listening to Comics Explained. A guy named Rob does that. I listen to a lot of that stuff. I've learned a lot about comics from that since I don't have time or the resources to go buy all these comics. But he's got a lot of really good videos if you want to check that out. There's a Spider-Gwen Raw. That'll be one that we'll set in the pile to evaluate for grading. Because again, kind of a smaller following. But you're not going to find any graded Spider-Gwen cards out there anymore. Deadpool, which sounds like Deadpool 3 is going to be announced for the MCU or has been announced. So Ryan Reynolds will be working on that. There's our War Machine. That was backwards on the back as these were kind of sticking. And here we go. Here is a Vision Radiance. These are pretty cool. These are kind of very similar to the Mosaic design that you'll see in Mosaic football, right? With the little squares that are kind of prismy. I think this one's the 50. Yep, 50 out of 50. We got a bookend. So that'll be one that with WandaVision coming up, I'll probably just list it on eBay. It may already be on eBay by the time this video goes up. But with the turnaround time, I don't know if Vision's going to make it out of WandaVision. He may be dead. We may see him again. So kind of like capitalize on it before the series is over would be my take. So last pack, we got, as these are all a little sticky, Captain Marvel, Mockingbird, and these base are going to be really tough to grade too because you're going to have some natural surface scratching from these cards rubbing together. Hela, Havoc, and our last parallel. Nope, not going to be a parallel, going to be an insert. Scarlet Witch, Hero Powers. So there you go. This has been my favorite product so far that I have found for Marvel. Lots of cool parallels, some numbered stuff, some chromium and shiny things. So that's what I've enjoyed about it. I'm glad I was able to share this with you guys. I do have a stash of boxes. I probably have them up on eBay, but I'm also going to be sitting on some for a while, or just to open over the course of time randomly as I get an itch to urge, as these are way cheaper than an Optic box or a Topps Chrome box or anything like that. So as always, thanks for checking out the channel. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, and we will catch you next time. See ya.